Hey guys, I'm Prime, and today we're going to be talking all about Fan Expo. So let's get into this! So this video is part one out of a two-part series. Part one, this video, is going to be all about Fan Expo 2024. And part two, which will be released on another Friday, will be all about Fan Expo 2025. So last year's event, myself, Prime, and my good friend Skynet went to the event and we did more cosplay. Skynet is really big on creating his own costumes. And he does a really good job at it. And we have fun every year going. And in the past, we've been going quite a bit. I did make a video on Fan Expo 2023. Actually, those two videos. One more on the event, one more on the vintage toys I got. But this year, we cosplayed as two Marvel villains. Myself as Juggernaut. Yes, in 2023, I did cosplay as Juggernaut, the movie Juggernaut. This year, though, it was the actual Juggernaut. So I actually had the big helmet and everything. It was really fun. Really hot, but really fun. And my good friend Skynet, he did a battle-damaged Mysterio from Spider-Man. And Juggernaut, if you're not familiar with Juggernaut, he's from the X-Men. And we had so much fun. We had tons of photo ops. We had other photo ops with different cosplayers. A lot from the X-Men. And also from Spider-Man and other people as well. It was pretty fun. There was a lot of vendors, a lot of cosplay. It was so much fun. Now go check it out. And now, let's check out some of the vintage toys I got from the event. The first vintage toy I found at the event from 1998 from a combination of Hasbro and Kenner, as Hasbro owns Kenner now, from Beast Wars, the Fuzor Silverbolt. And Silverbolt did actually appear on the show. He was one of the main characters once he got into it. Like I said, he's a Fuzor. When he first arrived in the show, he was in what was called a pod. Now, the pods are spaceships that have transformers that haven't been solidified yet. They're all pure liquid. And then in Beast Wars, when they run their scanner from their pod spaceship, it will scan any life form that it finds suitable, and it will take that form, and then that transformer is born, basically, or they're in stasis. And in the show, so backtrack a little bit, in the first season, when the Maximals and Predacons came to Earth, now this is a prehistoric Earth in an alternate timeline. So when they crash landed, to save the rest of their crew in the stasis pods, they sent them out and they were floating around the Earth until it was time for them to come down to Earth. So at the end of season 1, season 2, an alien threat that was to both the Maximals and the Predacons, they're called the VOK. V-O-K. And they were trying to basically destroy everything. And Optimus Primal took a pod and went up into outer space to face the VOK. And at that time, he didn't know that the Predacons sabotaged that pod, that spaceship, and he wasn't able to escape. And it exploded inside of the VOK's machine, or spaceship, in outer space, which caused a big surge that came through Earth, and which caused the Beast Wars that were already on Earth to become transmetals if they got hit. And the pods that just landed, like Silverbolt, the other one was Quick Strike. So those pods got damaged. So their scanners malfunctioned. So instead of picking up one life form, it picked up 2 life forms. And they combined them into one mode. Hence the word Fuzor. And so the result of that, Silverbolt transforms into an animal that's 2 animals built into one. He's part wolf and part eagle. And he took on the name Silverbolt. He's had various different nicknames, including Bird Dog. That Rattrap, who's a rat Maximal, always give him because he's a bird dog. Wolf, right? A little bit about the character of Silverbolt is very patriotic. He is he's a soldier, but his heart is pure. If I were to compare him to any superheroes, like in Marvel, DC, or in fiction, his heart is just like Spider-Man's, or Captain America, or Superman. And he is what some people would call a Boy Scout. He's all about honor and looking for the best in people. Even if there's hardly any good in somebody, he'll try to find that good. Enter Blackarachnia. Now, Blackarachnia is a female Predacon spider, transforms into a Black Widow. And he fell in love with her. And he saw the good in her, even though it was buried under all the evil. She was an evil, badass, sexy Predacon. A lot of times at the beginning, she just took advantage of him, time and time again. And he never gave up on her, and he kept pursuing her, and pursuing her, and pursuing her, till the point where it got to her, and she had rivals with other Predacons like Tarantulas, the other spider robot on the show. They were rivals because they were both spiders, and they just didn't get along. And so sometimes she would hide behind him to protect her from tarantulas. But over time, she gave in to her goodness inside, and near the end of the show, she actually becomes a Maximal because of Silverbolt. That shows like his character that could have went either way. He could have been torn apart again, or she becomes a Maximal, which she did. And then when they re-released her as a Transmetal 2, she was actually a Maximal. And then in Beast Machines, she was a Maximal as well. And then in Beast Machines, she fought to rescue him because he was locked into what's called a Viacon in Cybertron, controlled by Megatron. And she was able to rescue him. So it kind of went both ways.
Are you damaged?
Just enough to make me interesting.
Well, I suspect tarantulas will still come after you. Well, I will not let him harm you.
I'm counting on that. Are ya damaged?
Just enough to make me interesting. Yuck.
A little bit about my Silverbolt. He's in perfect shape. I don't see any issues with him at all. There might be a little paint rub on his face, on his head, but yeah, he's in perfect shape. The only thing I'm missing are his 2 missiles for his wings. But besides that, I'm really happy. This is a great buy. I'm surprised that I was able to get it at a very good price. And yeah, I'm happy. So back in 1998, if you were to buy this toy, Silverbolt, I actually remember the price. It was $14.99 Canadian with him in the box, and he came with 2 accessories. They're part of his wings. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you were to find him on eBay, the cheapest I could find him was about $11 US. Just like this, no accessories, no box. And the most expensive I could find was about $120. Just like this. No box, no accessories. And we will transform him now into his Fuzor mode. Part wolf, part eagle, or as Rattrap would like to say, bird dog. So, first of all, you want to take apart his hips, flip them up like this, lower his plate here, up like that, and take apart his hips or groin. So they come out like that. And then flip him up. And then his chest piece here, you want to flip out like that. Move his head in like that. And then put the chest piece back like that. And then move this part up. And that's his wolf head. And that connects like that. Okay? And then the next thing you want to do, flip him over. His robot arm is going to pull out like so. And then this part here is going to come out like that. And you're going to push it all the way back. Before you do that, put the tail up and then push it back. Like so. And then flip him around and then do the exact same on the other side. Okay, and then when his shoulders are back, they become the dog butt, and they're going to snap in like so. And then you're gonna move the dog or wolf legs up, and that'll move the whole gear. And the fist will go in like that. And then do the same for the other side. It's a bit stiff. Like so. Like so. So we have doggy feet. Now, for the bird legs, if you look on the side here, we can push it down and then in, like so. Flip them over, and then do the same. You can move the wings up if they're in the way. Like so. And now you have him in beast mode as a bird dog. Part wolf, part bird. If I had the missiles, they'd go here and that'd be the front part of the wings. And if you wanted him to flap his wings can go up, like I said before, like that. And they can go down like that. And there you have it. Silverbolt in beast mode.
Two mighty beasts fused in one! New base wars is ours! Heroic Silverbolt will settle the score. Part wolf, part eagle, changing to something so much more. Two mighty beasts fused in one! New base wars is ours! New figures each sold separately.
So the next vintage toy I found from the year 1990 from Playmates, from the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Another weird looking character. He's a villain. Triceraton. And Triceraton is not from Earth. He's out of this world, literally. He is from the universe Dimension X. And yeah, his planet did get destroyed. Yes, he is a humanoid Triceratops, and that's how his alien race looks like. And there have been different times where him and the Ninja Turtles and his race and the Ninja Turtles have came across and bumped heads. And well, let's just say he's not a fan of the Ninja Turtles for many different reasons. And their race is also a big enemy of Krang. Krang is really ugly. So Krang is from another planet in Dimension X, and Krang is also the ruler of Dimension X, and the Triceraton race and Triceraton are natural enemies, and they're always fighting over who's going to rule and conquer Dimension X. And different times in the show, there has been times where he goes to Earth and he fights the Ninja Turtles, and sometimes works with Shredder as well, depending if that works for him. So Triceraton, he's the type of character who is very trigger happy. And he's known to shoot first and maybe ask questions later. Depends on the situation, I guess. And so, yeah. Oh, another fun fact. He loves eating rats. If you look at his belt, he has a rat right there. Yeah, that apparently rats give him energy, and he just likes eating them like raw. That is just disgusting, eating rats. But he is an alien from an alien world, and that's just what they do. A little bit about the physics in Dimension X. They are the complete opposite to Earth when it comes to size, gravity. For example, I'm just going to read it off, so you know I don't have it memorized. I apologize. In Dimension X, he's about 2 foot and 6 inches tall, but when he comes to Earth, he's 8 feet 9 inches tall. Wow.
Okay, I'll bite. What are the games?
Pray you'll never find out, alien. Fresh meat! Ready for processing!
So back in 1990, if you would have bought him, he would have came with these 2 guns, the Neon Neutralizer, and the Laser Phaser. Besides the 2 guns, He comes with his belt, which comes with his rats. And that's all the accessories he comes with. So he's complete, minus his box. And if you were to buy him back in the day, he would have cost $4.99 US. Now they had another version in Europe. It wasn't produced by Playmates, but by Bandai. A little bit about this figure, mine. He's in pretty good shape. There's a little wear and tear like on the horn there. But besides that, it might be the odd little thing on the leg. He's in perfect shape. His belt has seen better days. I had a heck of a time keeping the belt on him for the video. I think it might be tearing a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that you could see the belt on the figure. So yeah, there's a little wear on his beak, I guess. But yeah, I'm happy. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, his tail, you can move his tail back and forth. I'm not sure if there's a tail moving action, but if you know, please comment and let me know. When looking on eBay, I had a hard time finding him. I did find one, and he was going about $31.50 US.
Yikes! This could be the end! Are you talking about Slash, the twisted mutant turtle from Dimension X, latest member of the Evil Foot Clan? Or Triceraton, Shredder's mutant enforcer? No. Well, surely you don't mean Mondo Gecko, the skateboarding good guy lizard or Fugitoid, your waxed-out robotic buddy with the short circuits? So, what's the problem? They left the anchovies off my ice cream pizza! From Playmates!
The third vintage toy that I found is coming from the year 1991 by ToyBiz Series 1 from Marvel, from X-Men, Juggernaut. And so this is the original look of Juggernaut, and I just had to pick him up. I mean, come on. I'm already Juggernaut. I need a Juggernaut. So I got Juggernaut. So a little bit about Juggernaut. In the comics, Juggernaut is not a mutant. Weird, I know, right? Like, he's in the X-Men universe and he's not a mutant, and he's part of the Brotherhood. Now let's go back a little bit. Now Cain Marco's father married Charles's mother, and his father treated Cain horribly, but he treated Charles like his own son. And so that started the rivalry, the hatred, the resentment that Cain had to Charles, and that kind of built up over time. The origin of Juggernaut has changed over time, but there's some key factors that stays the same, other than the movie X-Men 3, where they made him a mutant, had no relation to Charles at all. But in the comics, before Charles lost the use of his legs, they fought in the Korean War, originally in the comics. And in the war, Cain found the Temple of Cyttorak. In the temple, he found this big gem. When you read out loud, it actually said, "Whosoever touches this gem shall be granted power of the crimson bands of Cyttorak." So when he read that out loud, all the powers of Cyttorak went into Cain, and he became the unstoppable Juggernaut. So I'm assuming his suit is magical? Maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But the powers and strength from Cyttorak made him into the unstoppable Juggernaut. So I don't really know the origins of his costume, but that's how they designed him in the comics, and which also came in through the 90s TV show as well. And then, there was different versions of him later on as well. Now he has two different weaknesses. One weakness is somebody else finds the gem, and then they read it out, and then they get the powers of Juggernaut, and then he loses it. They made an episode in the 90s X-Men, and I'm pretty sure there's a comic about that. And yeah, there's that weakness. The other weakness is if you get his helmet off, if you're a telepath like Professor Charles or Jean Grey or Emma Frost or any other mental telepath in the Marvel X-Men universe, if you get his helmet off, they can send out blasts to his head and then stop him. But besides that, he's apparently unstoppable. He's the unstoppable Juggernaut. Besides the X-Men, he has faced other foes, other heroes, including the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man. So after he got his powers, he actually later on joined the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, ran by Magneto. And even though he wasn't a mutant himself, he found a team that he could work with, mainly because Magneto shares the same distaste for Charles, and that's why he joined the Brotherhood. But really, he didn't really need the Brotherhood. He's not that smart, but he's unstoppable.
Kane, I do not understand your hunger to hurt me.
Get out here and fight me like a man!
Talk to me, Kane. Why have you always been compelled to hurt me?
You know why!
Back in the day in Canada, if you wanted to buy him, he would have been $7.99. And back in 1991, if you would have purchased him, in the box would have came with trading comic book stickers, and also his accessory was a battering ram. And he basically used this to break through walls and stuff. That was the purpose of the toy. And somehow he would have put it on his shoulders, and there's a button on the back here, and then you just push it down and he moves his arm. So somehow the battering ram would work with that, I guess, going up and down. I don't have the battering ram, so I can't for sure say, but that's what I see from the pictures. So yeah, a little bit about mine. I don't have the accessories, I don't have the box, don't have the stickers, but as you can see, his arms still move. His wheels are still there. And he's in pretty good shape. He has some paint loss on his arms, on his fists, that arm too, the front here. But, his boots a little bit too. I'm not sure if you can see that. But he's in good shape overall, minus the scratches and wear and tear. I'm happy with him. I just knew that I saw him. I was like, man, like I said, I'm cosplaying as Juggernaut. I need a Juggernaut. So I got him. If you were to look for him online on eBay, the cheapest I could find him, just like this, no box, no accessories, was $4 US. And if you found him in the box, the highest I could find was $40 US, complete.
X-Men, the evil mutants plan their attack. As Juggernaut harnesses his battering ram, Magneto reveals his magnetic force.
Lead the attack, Juggernaut.
But waiting are the X-Men.
Evil mutants.
Wolverine flashes claws of steel, while Cyclops turns on laser power.
This city has a speed limit.
And the giant Apocalypse is power lifted by the mighty Colossus.
Lost again, Magneto.
X-Men and Evil Mutants, each sold separately from ToyBiz.
The fourth vintage toy and the last toy in this video, coming from the year 1992, Series 2 from ToyBiz, again from Marvel, from the world of the X-Men, Sauron. And Sauron is a weird looking character, to say the least. Yeah, he is what he looks like, a humanoid pterodactyl. But there's more to him than just being a humanoid pterodactyl. In the 1990s X-Men animated series, Dr. Karl Lykos was transformed from a normal human being to this humanoid pterodactyl through a science experiment. He was tested on by the evil mutant Mr. Sinister. And in the show, Sauron, basically, most of the time, he was in the Savage Land, either in the Arctic or in Antarctica. I kind of forget which one it was. But it was a land that was basically the Lost World. Or it was all dinosaurs and prehistoric land, and everything that went there happened. Hence why they made him into a humanoid pterodactyl. Some of the things he could do, he was an energy vampire. What I mean by that is, he didn't suck blood, but to keep him in this form, he had to drain the energy from other mutants to keep him like this. If he doesn't drain the energy from others, he would become a human again. And when he's this monster, he doesn't want to be human. And one of his powers, he can actually look you in the eye and hypnotize you and control you. So you don't want to do that. And yeah, and he also uses other means, punching and kicking and flying, and he has this big prehistoric bat. In the comics though, his origins was a bit different. He wasn't part of a science project by Mr. Sinister. It's kind of a weird one. Like, he was in the Savage Land, but he was actually bitten by a pterodactyl. I'm not really sure how that transformed him into this and not get eaten alive. But there must have been something weird went on with that pterodactyl that bit him and turned him into this. And he had the same powers as in the cartoon. I think they changed it just because it was kind of ridiculous. There must have been more to that happened to that pterodactyl. One of the religions that happened in the Savage Land as well. I have to do more research on that, but I believe it talked about that. If you ever played the game X-Men Age of Apocalypse, it dives into the Savage Land, and he's also in it and talks a bit more about his origins. So if you want to know a bit more about him, pick up the game X-Men Legends 2 Age of Apocalypse for the PS2, for the Xbox. If you're a gamer and you like vintage games, go for that. It's now considered vintage, I think now. Or in a couple years that might be considered vintage. I forget the actual date, but check it out.
My eyes, child. Open your mind to me. No! Resist his gaze, Rob! That being calling out to you. What do you see? Do not let him control you!
Back in 1992, if you were to buy Sauron, he would have came just like this with his bat, and he would have came with a trading sticker, and he was about $7.99 Canadian. And then in 1993 he was re-released into the European market, and then in 1994 he was re-released again for Japan. A little bit about my Sauron. Pretty good shape, I can't complain. I don't see any paint rub. There's a little white on the one bicep. Tiny, you can't really tell. There's a piece there you can hold on to, and you can go back and forth. Doesn't really do that well, but his tail can move back and forth if you want to. His arms can move back and forth. You can move his mouth up and down. It opens like that. I'm happy with him. He looks really good. Another good addition to the shelf. If you were to find him on eBay, the cheapest I could find him just like this, no box, no accessories. So actually, I have more than what they offered. It was about $3.50 US. And the most expensive I could find him was about $50 Canadian.
Hey, kid.
You think you're an X-Man? Okay, name them.
Wolverine, Cyclops, Beast, Gambit, Rogue, Sabretooth, Magneto, Cable, Storm, Professor X, Phoenix, Bishop, Archangel, Apocalypse, Iceman.
You forgot some.
Mr. Sinister, Omega Red, Colossus, Juggernaut, Weapon X, Sauron, Longshot, Pyro, Gladiator.
Name them, join them, collect them. The X-Men collection, sold separately.
Well, guys, that's a wrap. That's it for Fan Expo 2024. Part 2 will be all about Fan Expo 2025. And that's just Prime.